For the first time in human history, in all of human history, almost all of mankind is politically awake. And these new and old major powers still face a novel effect. And with their power greater than ever, their capacity to oppose control over the politically awakened masses of the world is at a historical low. In earlier times it was easier to control 1 million people than physically kill 1 million people. Today it is infinitely easier to kill 1 million people than to control 1 million people. Today we are going to talk about Monsanto, and its many effects on us today. But first, what is Monsanto? According to Monsanto, this is what they are. Monsanto employees are 100% focused on agriculture, working to find sustainable agriculture solutions that help farmers conserve natural resources, use data to improve farming practices, use water and other important resources more efficiently, and protect their crops from pests and disease. Through programs and partnerships, we collaborate with farmers, researchers, non-profit organizations, universities and others to help tackle some of the world's biggest challenges. We are committed to assuring the safety and quality of our products, promoting a culture of integrity through our business conduct, and supporting initiatives and organizations with similar aims. Now that sounds lovely and all, but we need to take a look at what that really means. How does Monsanto help conserve natural resources? This is what is on their website. It all comes down to using our resources more efficiently by developing plants that maximize the use of their inputs and by using agronomic practices to use the right amount of resources in the right spot and at just the right time. We're doing this by focusing on water use efficiency, nitrogen use, and maintaining soil health. That also sounds fantastic. But the hard truth is Monsanto is actually damaging our natural resources. This is a quote from U.S. Department of Agriculture scientist Robert Kremer. The heavy use of Monsanto's Roundup herbicide appears to be causing harmful changes in soil and potentially hindering yields of the genetically modified crops that farmers are cultivating, a U.S. government scientist said on Friday. Repeated use of the chemical glyphosate, the key ingredient in Roundup herbicide, impacts the root structure of plants, and 15 years of research indicates that the chemical could be causing fungal root disease. It does not seem like Monsanto holds its word in maintaining soil health. Not only is it getting into our soil, but our water. This is a quote from an article on Roundup herbicide. Monsanto's flagship weed killer was present in 75% of their rainfall test samples, according to the study, which focused on Mississippi's highly fertile Delta agricultural region. In recent years, Roundup was found to be even more toxic than it was when first approved for agricultural use, though that discovery has not led to any changes in regulation of the pesticide. Moreover, Roundup's overuse has enabled weeds and insects to build an immunity to its harsh toxins. To deal with the immunity issue, Monsanto's solution has been to spray more and stronger pesticides to eliminate the problem. The health effects of Roundup are also hard to ignore, as research has linked exposure to the pesticide to Parkinson's disease and various cancers. For instance, children in Argentina, where Roundup is used in high concentrations, struggle with health problems, with 80% showing signs of the toxins in their bloodstreams. However, Roundup isn't the only widespread threat to public health. The U.S. Geological Survey, along with others, have identified additional pesticides in the air and water that become more toxic as they mix and come in contact with people. So not only is Roundup the only chemical that is harming us, but there are many others. Not to mention we are also being poisoned along with our soil and water. How can Monsanto claim to be so good when they really are not? Now we're going to look at how Monsanto works with. Through programs and partnerships, we collaborate with farmers, researchers, non-profit organizations, universities and others to help tackle some of the world's biggest challenges. We are committed to assuring the safety and quality of our products, promoting a culture of integrity through our business conduct, and supporting initiatives and organizations with similar aims. So let's look at their programs and partnerships. Based, the chemical company is a partner with Monsanto that helps provide them with the chemicals to make pesticides. their popular chemicals is talc. Based in Ludwigshafen, Germany, there are about 300 lawsuits related to chemical talc. Wow, 300 lawsuits. For chemicals they make that have poisoned the people that trust them. This is a quote from an article referring to one of the 300 lawsuits. It all began decades ago over the seemingly mundane industrial product talc, used in everything from wallboards to handling auto tires on the factory line. In 1983, Ingen had quietly settled a lawsuit after its officials testified in depositions that talc produced by a company line contained cancer-causing asbestos. All evidence was sealed, and Ingen and its law firm repeatedly said in subsequent lawsuits spanning more than 2 decades that the company's talc was asbestos-free. So not only are they poisoning us, they know they are doing it. And they try to keep it from public eye. This is a company that works with our food production manufacturer. Here is a list of food companies owned or partnered with Monsanto. Banquet, Best Foods, Betty Crocker, Bisquick, Campbell's, Chef Boyardee, Coca-Cola, Frito-Lay, General Mills, Green Giant, Heinz, Hunt's, Jiffy, Kellogg's, Kool-Aid, Lipton, Nabisco, Nature Valley, Ocean Spray, Pastoroni, Pepsi, Pillsbury, Prego, Pringles, Quaker, Brigiosaurs, and V8. All of those foods you eat are made with chemicals that are not safe for anything at all. If we have to wear full bodysuits to apply the chemicals we put on our foods, then we should not be eating that food. Here is a clip from a pesticide suit company. Pesticides can pose hazards to humans. Hazard depends on the product's toxicity and length of exposure. The severity of a pesticide poisoning depends on the pesticide's chemical makeup and formulation, its path into the body, the amount that enters the body, and the length of exposure. Wearing PPE can greatly reduce the potential for dermal, inhalation, eye, and oral exposure, and thereby significantly reduce the chances of a pesticide poisoning, but it does not necessarily eliminate it. If a person cannot apply the pesticides without a full bodysuit, we should again not be eating that food. Not only are they doing all of this, but they are also spending millions lobbying the government each year. Now here is one of those guys rooting for Monsanto in an interview. I quote you in a preview of an upcoming documentary on French TV, Dr. Patrick Waters' Canal Plus interview about glyphosate, the active ingredient in Roundup herbicide, was not increasing the rate of cancer in Argentina. You can drink a whole quart of it and it won't hurt you, or insists. You want to drink some? The interviewer asks. We have some here. I'd be happy to, actually, Moore replies, adding, not really. But I know it wouldn't hurt me. If you say so, I have some, the interviewer presses. I am not stupid, Moore declares. So, it's dangerous, the interviewer concludes. But Moore claims that Roundup is so safe that people try to commit suicide by drinking it, and they fail regularly. Tell the truth, it's dangerous, the interviewer says. It's not dangerous to humans, Moore remarks. No, it's not. So, are you ready to drink one glass? The interviewer continues to press. It'll also provide the YouTube link so you can watch this greedy pig yourself. And there is one more thing I want to go over with you that not many people think about: how Monsanto is affecting climate change. The faster, bigger, cheaper approach to food is slowly draining dry our planet's resources and compromising your health. The Earth's soil is depleting at more than 13% the rate it can be replaced, and we've already lost 75% of the world's crop varieties over the last century. In the words of Michael Pollan, author of The Omnivore's Dilemma and a number of other bestsellers, Mother Nature destroys monocultures. What is a monoculture? Monoculture, or monocropping, is defined as the high-yield agricultural practice of growing a single crop year after year on the same land, in the absence of rotation through other crops. corn, soybeans, wheat, and to some degree rice, are the most common crops grown with monocropping techniques. In fact, corn, wheat and rice now account for 60% of human caloric intake, according to the UN Food and Agriculture Organization. According to an article on greenfuge.org, monoculture is detrimental to the environment for a number of reasons, including the following. It damages soil ecology by depleting and reducing the diversity of soil nutrients. It creates an unbuffered niche for parasitic species to take over, making crops more vulnerable to opportunistic pathogens that can quickly wipe out an entire crop. It increases dependency on chemical pesticides, fertilizers, antibiotics and genetically modified organisms, GMOs. It increases reliance on expensive specialized farm equipment and machinery that require heavy use of fossil fuels. It destroys biodiversity. Austria, Hungary, Greece, Bulgaria, Luxembourg, and now Russia have banned companies from producing such destructive products. Monsanto has come very far from its goal. How can it say it wants to help feed the unfortunate when its company's health contributes to the 30 million pounds of food that has gone to waste each year that could be providing meals for poor families? Not only the $1 billion to get rid of waste that is spent each year that could go to tax breaks to companies who donate their food to local food banks for lesser families, but instead all the waste goes to land dumps which end up becoming giant methane piles of garbage. Monsanto and companies like it destroys our planet and our people for money and greed, blindly letting us to believe it is here to provide a better future for us and our children. Why do we let corporations like this stay around? Why do we let them poison us? It is time to wake up and see what is happening. And it's time to do something about it. There are so many ways you can help prevent companies like this one from destroying our world. Attend a No Monsanto protest. They have them organized all over the country. I'll provide a link. Share this video to help others become informed. Inform yourself and others about companies and corporations like this. It is time for change. The people who are crazy enough to think they can change the world are the ones who do. Who are you? Have you forgotten that you once wanted to change the world? Or do you just think it's childish because that's how the mainstream media and the government raised us? You have forgotten that only you can be the change you wish to see in this world. I will be uploading regular videos to help people who want to become more aware and take part in creating a better world. I would hope you would check all of the things I've told you today to make sure they are valid. Question things. Questions are the key to changing this world for the better. Thank you for taking the time to watch this. It means a lot. What is Anonymous? And why are we here? To help, of course. Anonymous is you, your mom, your brother, your neighbor, an artist, a musician, anyone. Only you can make a change. We can forgive, we do not forget, expect us.